Hey guys, we are here to learn more about the Predator 9500 oil change. So to start off with, you're gonna need a few tools and few equipment. You're gonna need 3 plastic bottle with a cap. You're gonna need the small funnel that is always in a generator house. You're going to need a power tool with a bib, and you're gonna need just other various tools just in case you're running into some issues. You're also gonna need oil, and the oil is a 10W30. You know, that can be this 10W30 or this 10W30, doesn't really matter, it's 10W30. So if we talk about the generator, first thing first, we're removing the screws from this 2 screw hole, and then I lift up the access panel to get to the oil drain, right? This is an oil drain. So we remove the cap. And then is now the oil is exposed. So how to drain it? We put the funnel with the bottle on the end of it, and then we're gonna tilt it to make sure that the oil draining into the bottle. All right, before we're starting to drain the oil, you're gonna make sure that the generator sits on a little platform. So we're gonna put a piece of wood underneath and a stone on the other side. This will help us to drain the oil, gives us a better position to tilt the generator. You see that this side is higher than that side, so it's naturally already in a tilted position. Okay? So you're gonna need to put some muscle into this to make this work. All right. So can you come over there? So, make sure that the funnel fits underneath the exit. We're gonna put this right there, and we're gonna hold the bottle and the funnel together, press it in to have a solid position, and then we're gonna pull the generator towards us to drain the oil. So don't overfill the bottle. You want to fill the bottle like 3/4 full, and then release. Here we go. The first bottle is done. Obviously still dripping, so let's make sure that we're not having too much of a mess. Use the cap to close it, and then we repeat the process. Repeat the process. Yeah. Double check that the funnel is in the right spot. Hold the bottle, tilt the generator. And just let it drain maybe a minute or so to make sure that all the stuff with dirty oil is out as good as possible. You see that the flow is very little by now, so we should be fine. And let's make sure. And that's it. We're gonna fill it up from here. So now the oil is drained and it's not dripping anymore, so we can remove the funnel, but there is always a little bit of residue, so let's make sure that we clean everything really well inside, so we're not having old oil sitting there for months and years. So it's important that when you have the chance to do this inside, you need to wipe everything really clean. Okay, and then after that we're gonna remove the other panel too, because you see it is really dusty. So what we want to do is we want to kind of have a little bit of a cleaning happening to make sure that this doesn't gonna impact the generator performance over time. So you want to wipe down the dust. You want to make sure it looks almost new. Be careful with the cables. Don't pull it, don't press it, don't put much pressure on it. But yeah, the dust needs to go as good as possible. If the generator is hot, don't do this, please. The generator needs to be cold, otherwise you end up in burning yourself on the generator. Yeah, but nice and clean everything. Make sure it's all nice and clean inside before we completing this work. All right, the generator nice and clean inside. I wipe everything down. I'm ready to fill up the oil. So the Predator 9500 need 37 quarts or 37 fluid ounces or 1.1 quarts of oil. So now what I done is, in the generator house there's always two containers. One, which is a small black one, that's measuring in fluid ounces, you see on the 28, and I use the bigger to fill up the smaller so I can calculate the 37 fluid ounce. I found that easier to do. It's very easy to overfill the generator, so we have to be careful. The engine already have oil in it, and I would think that the drainage is always, we try to do it as good as possible. There's always some residue. So the 37 fluid ounces is more like 30 ounces or 32 ounces, depends on how much oil left in the engine. So therefore, let's make sure that we're gonna do one full, which is 28 fluid ounces, as you see, and then we refill this black container, and I try to fill it up in a way that we not overfill it, because it's a pain to remove excess oil. Okay, so very simple. We have just fill the oil, make sure that it's all well pushed into, nice and slow. There's no hurry. The angle of the funnel is not great, so it's very easy to overload it, and it's gonna overflow, and there's oil gonna be everywhere, and it's gonna take you hours to clean it up. So you want to do it slow and steady, and obviously always watch how you filling it up and the speed, so you're not overflowing. All right, so I fill in the 28 fluid ounces oil into the engine. It seems to be I overfilled it just a little bit. If you want to know when to stop, you see that rim, this rim here. If the oil is above that rim level, which we have a little bit over it, which means it's a little bit too much in it, so we're gonna need to remove it. So how I remove this is I just use a towel and I try to soak up the oil, so that little bit of oil can go. I leave it there for a little bit, it soaks up the excess oil, and then pretty much we can pack up and good to go. Before you close up the generator, make sure that it's nice and clean. This is an opportunity for us every single time to make sure we are a good steward of this equipment. This is very expensive. This provides electricity for the entire yard, so we want to make sure it's always clean and neat and tidy. And moving from the generator, we also will do a little cleaning in the generator shed, so this place is also stays immaculate over time, and it doesn't look like a homeless shelter. Okay, so we want to clean it up and dust it down and get all the dirt out. Okay, as you see, the generator shed is nice and clean. You can put back the generator. Okay, the generator is back. What you need to be careful of this exhaust pipe cannot touch the wooden frame. There need to be at least a half an inch of gap between the top of the pipe and the bottom of that wooden frame. You want to have a little air gap so the air can circulate, so no fumes getting back into the generator house. How does that look to the outside? So the outside, the generator pipe shows towards me. The wind generally comes from other direction and would blow the fumes back into the generator house, so it's need to be always pointing in this direction. All right, so we put back the generator. Now we're going to worry about the air filter. This is an air filter holder. You see there's two connections that opens the air filter up. You remove the old filter, and generally you just clean it. You just hit it against your leg, your whatever, to remove the excess dust. But this is kind of old now, so I purchased a new one. You can purchase that through Amazon. That's called a P01032 filter. Double check, it's the same size. It's the same size. It's brand new. Obviously, see the difference. So we just want to put this back in. There's a little bit of a tight spot there. So let's try to make sure that fits correctly. Okay, and then we close. All right, it's all nice and tidy. Normally you need to bang out the dust. We can chuck this, and then we're gonna do the same thing what we did with the other side, but here we can use a little bit of chemical to clean the inside. All the dust, all the dirty stuff need to go. Be careful. This is an engine. You already see it is smoking. So obviously this was running this morning a little bit, but if you're not careful, it can really burn your hand. All right, it's nice and clean now. The air filter changed. You want to change the air filter after every 1,000 hours. Actually 500. Let's do every 500 hours. It's very dusty here, but you know, it's nicely dusted down, so we can put back the cover. And then when the cover is back, what we need to do is we need to do exactly the same thing just from the outside. It needs to be like spotless clean. Again, it's an important piece of equipment. We want to keep it in a good shape. We want to make sure that we're going to rely on this for years to come, and to be able to do that, it needs to be clean. Just like anything in life, if you look after stuff, it lasts for a long time. So make sure you spend good quality time to clean everything, clean the dust off. We cleaned the entire shed before, so there's no dust in the shed, or very little, which is great. So just we need to now make sure that it's all clean on this side too. Okay, spend time on it. Don't rush it. Yeah. All right. Is everything nice and clean? Everything been cleaned up. We connected the power. We put everything nicely back. Wiped it down. There are two oil container, the small one and the large one, need to stay here with the funnel, so it's not going to get lost, and we can refill oil whenever we want to. You have the pump and the aluminum funnel as well. Is everything wiped down, nice and clean. On the front, we want to check how many hours, so it's 1,000 hours. So we're gonna come and do exactly the same at 1,200 hours.